born after 1970, this is how you know Jerry West, the GM of the Lakers, collecting rings. But before he built dynasties, he was the victim of one.
The Boston Celtics are once again the world champions.
Jerry West.
Hard to blame Jerry. In 1969, he was named the MVP of the NBA Finals even though his team lost. The only time in NBA history that's happened.
Given it is all, the basket counts. Of course, a Most Valuable Player award will be given here tonight, and Jerry West has won it.
Jerry was an icon in the NBA and in Los Angeles. Not bad for a poor kid from West Virginia. So tell me, how did Zeke from Cabin Creek become Mr. Clutch and Mr. Outside?
Well, Vince, I think growing up, we didn't have very much at all. It was a very poor family, and I picked up this basketball when I'm 9 years old. All of a sudden, I got a real interest in it. It became creative. I used to be the coach, the announcer. Obviously, I was always going to make the last second shot.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And so I wouldn't leave there until I made the last second shot. And I was putting myself in situations so I could feel good about myself when there really wasn't very much positive going on in my life.
Tell me, what do you consider your signature move?
Well, Vince, basketball was a lot simpler then. You really, no Euro 3-step. I call it 4-step. I started practicing like a hard dribble. And what it does make you do, it makes you set. And I used to do that in a hard dribble, just pounded that ball to catch it up here in a shooting position. And to me, I always thought about this, my elbow down, not out here.
Let's start first with the arm, wrist, and hand. These are the most important parts of the body involved with the shot. This is where the control is.
And so I always, when I practiced on my own, I would make sure I follow through. I had a nickname, Mr. Clutch, okay? I made a lot of last-second shots, and again, I go back to when I was a kid.
Watch West. He taps it away, tries to beat the clock, beats the Lakers.
It was just part of what you do. Sometimes you shoot it, sometimes you miss it. But I did have great confidence that I was going to make it.
2 seconds, 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it. West threw it up and made it. Jerry West made it from the other side of the midcourt stripe.
Mr. Clutch did it all, except beat Boston. 6 times in the 1960s, Jerry's Lakers lost to Bill Russell and the Celtics with the World Championship at stake. Let's talk briefly about Bill Russell and his Celtics. How do you think they got the best of you?
I'm kind of offended you bring the Celtics up.
Sorry.
7 NBA finals, lose to the Celtics. As I say, I don't like green very much. It's not in my wardrobe, I know that for sure.
The last 5 times they've had a chance to be world champions, the Celtics have defeated them.
It's awful galling for the players and I think for our management to accept the fact that we did get beat.
And the Celtics, they have done it again. A spectacular finish.
West eventually won an NBA title in 1972, but it wasn't against Boston.
Mr. Clutch delivered again.
He didn't beat the Celtics until he started building dynasties from his office. Some of the dynasties that you built, Showtime Lakers, Shaq and Kobe, what do you think the Showtime Lakers could do now?
I think the Showtime Lakers were the best teams I've ever seen.
Magic dishes Wilkes this time.
They could win a game anyway.
Magic.
My goodness, I don't know how I could deal with all these guys.
The Lakers are the world champions.
Following the Lakers' 1982 championship, West drafted James Worthy.
Worthy's carrying this Laker team to this point.
And traded for Byron Scott.
Oh, what a play by Scott.
Showtime got stronger, and West finally beat the Boston Celtics.
They finally snapped the jinx, and the Lakers won it exactly where they wanted to win this world title, underneath the banners of the Boston Garden.
In 1996, West traded Vlade Divac for a high schooler named Kobe Bryant and signed Shaq as a free agent. Behind that duo, the Lakers won 3 straight. So are you getting a good idea why Jerry is the perfect guy for the logo? All right, so this is the original logo. I've heard that you're the logo. How do you feel about that?
Vince, I really don't think very much about it, honestly. I've always said that's me. It's flattering.
It is you.
Well,
In 1969, the NBA hired Alan Siegel, the same man who designed Major League Baseball's logo. He found his inspiration in Jerry West. Since then, Jerry's image has been part of every great moment in NBA history. You just have to look. Since Jerry's still sheepish about the honor, I figured I'd offer some alternatives. Well, my daughter taught me Photoshop.
okay.
I have some others. We'll see what you think about
Okay,
it.
good.
All right? If the ABA had made this their logo, maybe they'd still be around.
I
like yours.
I like this idea.
All right, then we have... Now, this sends a good message. The NBA, where size really doesn't matter.
Dantley on the save by Bo, blocked by Bo.
So you mentioned about your quick shot. So I figure
Right.
you got a rim.
Sure.
Can you show me something?
Well, Vince, okay, the thing I think is most important, and I will liken it to something simple.
Okay.
Most car doors open to, like this, right? So if this is a car door and you open it up here,
Notice how the arm is relatively straight and the elbow almost directly under the ball.
you want to see that rotation on the ball.
Right.
And, you know, two great examples today, and obviously they're spectacular shooters, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Curry, way downtown, bang!
You had a great looking shot in the first place, okay?
Yeah.
There's one more that you can add to the repertoire.
There it is. See the rotation on
Right.
that thing? If you put the ball in that position,
Right.
I can hit him there all day, and the ball's not going to come because it's in
It's
the
in-
pads of his hand.
Do keep your arm and head straight.
Free throws. I used to shoot free throws with my eyes closed, and I got to the point, Vince, where I could make a minimum of seven. And the whole thing is, if you move your head, look what happens. It's like, if you
I'ma try it.
just move your
I'ma
head.
try it.
Your eyes are not level.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to shoot it with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
Blind free throws, 10-time All-NBA first team, 2-time Executive of the Year. I can't think of a better logo.